Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh, may the divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om, peace, peace, peace. So wonderful evening in Cleveland, under the picture of Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna Holy Mother and Swamiji sitting, who was just worshipped with arati, and most importantly the presence of pure soul devotees who want spiritual progress, who want transformation, who are not happy what they are at, who want more. My heart seeks more. More of what? More of spirituality, more of peace, more of service, more of kindness, more of knowledge, more of love. That is spirituality. As Swami Vivekananda said in the reading, it was said, great master Sri Ramakrishna said, spirituality is the goal of humankind. Nothing less than that. And this evening had been so wonderful, beginning the songs by Sugata Chatterjee had been so wonderful. Her voice at this age, so fantastic, so sweet. Doesn't seem like any age has any influence on her voice. Beautiful two songs she sang, and meaningful, sweetness, everything was there in those two songs. And what to talk about Samyuta. And such a young girl, like a professional expert singing the Carnatic music. How much practice, how much talent. We hear about Shankaracharya, that he, in 8 years of age, he studied all the Shastras. After that 8 years, at 16, he composed the explanations, the bhashyas of all the scriptures, all Upanishads and Brahma Sutra at the age of 16. And if we read Shankaracharya, which is supposed to have written at the age of 16, so mature idea about the world, how a worldly person suffers, what is the way out of the worldliness. We often think a teenager of 16, how can he know so much about the world? Is it true that he was only 16 that time? How had he that insight? Those types of doubt vanish, go away when you see a girl like Samyuta singing so wonderfully with all the expertise, the music, and the sweetness and the perfection in Carnatic music. And her brother, Avanish. What a wonderful training I should give laudation to their parents. And of course teachers should be there. But how their parents encouraged, gave them time, and they came to be such wonderful singers. So thank you very much Venkateshwar and Madhumita for having such wonderful children. And no doubt there is your effort, wonderful quality, and we call prarabdha, we call samskaras that they got from their past lives. It cannot be only this life thing. It's not it's not only because of the training in this life. It has to come from the past life. Otherwise, in this age, such a wonderful perfection in singing doesn't happen. So samskaras is there, effort is there, encouragement is there, environment is there, but there is one more thing. That is the blessing of God. Without the blessing of God, no success happens in this world. And the topic of discourse today is 3 blessings of God. Samyuta and Avnish are blessed. Their elder brother is also blessed. I have not heard him singing. I heard Avnish only last time also I came, and these two boys charmed by chanting Nirvana Shatkam, and a host place, Sulekha Mukherjee, or a host that day. And that was, they're still very small, like 4 or 5 years ago, very little, so charming, perfect. And today, so much. So they are definitely blessed by God. How are we blessed by God? We can't sing. It is very difficult, we can't even meditate. Sometimes we get angry. We have passions that do not go. Anger, greed, all sorts of these weaknesses of the mind are there. Are we blessed by God? Where are these 3 blessings? They come only to these talented persons who shine in life, who just show their the best of mankind that can achieve? Or do we also have the blessing of God? My topic says, no, every one of us has the blessing of God. What blessing we have? One of the 3 blessings is being born as a human being. That itself is a great blessing. The Vedanta believes that there are many lives that we undergo to become a human being. They say 8,400,000 life species are there. After that we become the human beings. And we become human beings not just by going through the cycles. By the grace of God, by the blessing of God, only we become human beings. What is so special about the human body, human mind? What is not there in other animals? We are also like any other living being, with any other living animal. What is so special? Other animals have preponderance of tamas. They are dull, their life exists only in how to live and how to eat. That much is their life. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha. Only that is the life of all the living beings, all the animals, including man. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunam cha. 4 qualities have been said. Every living being, every animal wants to eat. They have to eat. And they want to rest, sleep. And everyone is scared, afraid. Whole life is scary, of uncertainty, of death, disease, something being my life in jeopardy. All one is afraid, including human beings. Lower animals, are they more afraid to save themselves from other animals? We are afraid of some other things, not from animals, but from disease, from honor, from loss of our possession. We are always afraid. Loss of our health, loss of honor. Then procreation. Every species wants to procreate like its own kind. This all is inherent in all animals, including human beings. So what is the speciality of human being? Ahar nidra bhayamaithunam cha samanam etat pasubhi naranam. They are common in animals and the human beings. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesho. The one quality that separates the human beings from other animals is dharma. Dharmena hina pasubhi samana. If you don't have dharma, you are another animal. Then you become Homo sapiens. Every animal has some scientific name, some Latin name. And human being also, if they don't have dharma, what are they? They become Homo sapiens. That becomes their identity. Otherwise they become human beings. Different because they have dharma. What is dharma? Dharma is self-discipline, a desire for freedom, a wish to grow inwardly, a desire to go beyond the perceptible universe and to realize the imperceptible, subtle, infinite existence. That what is called human being. There is no end of our quest for knowledge. Knowledge of this world, of nature, of living world, the physical world, the chemical world, everything we have quest. And there is another quest of knowledge, which is called the quest for our own self, who I am, the quest for God, who is God. This all is possible in human life. And that is part of dharma. Self-discipline, moral and ethical life, we know what is right, what is wrong, that we have the power to choose, power to discern, that animals don't have. They have whatever they are given, they will do. A tiger will eat animals' flesh, a cow will eat grass, they have no choice. Human being has choice, whether I want to become vegan, or I want to be meat eater, or I want to be vegetarian, what I want to be, that we have choice. That is dharma, because of our developed intellect and a power to inquiry. That's why getting human life is a great blessing of God. Without human life, we could not inquire into the truth. Sri Ramakrishna, that's why says, the goal of every human being is not only getting the job and living a happy life and wonderful life in a quiet place, having all the facilities of life. Those are just the part of this life. But ultimate goal is much beyond, to realize God, to know who I am, to know our own true nature. That is the real goal of human life. And that goal is possible only in human body. To realize God is not possible among any other being, lower or higher, not possible in animals. Because in that ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam, only tamasic. Human being, there is rajas. They want to produce something. They want to get something new. They want to give to the world something new. And also they can transcend that rajas, the activity, the passion to grow, produce, invent, discover, and even transcend that. That is called sattva. After transcending the passions and activity you become calm, serene, peaceful, established in equanimity. You are a perfect being, friendly to all. Don't react to adverse situation. When you are established in sattva, you treat everyone with just thing, and you don't yourself throw into anger or something other thing. You are able to control yourself, and you always remain peaceful and serene. That is possible in human life. Not only that, human life, there is the possibility even to go beyond sattva, beyond all the three gunas of dullness, lethargy, or activity and passion, or serenity and calmness, even beyond these three different types of mindset called three gunas, and get established in the truth called turiya, the fourth stage of realization of truth. When you go beyond all this when your mind is under the control of something or other, attain the true freedom. When you realize that you are not bound by anything in the world, that is going beyond all the gunas. So you transcend three gunas, trigunatita. That is possible in human body and human mind. This is how the human body becomes so much important, and this happens only by the grace of God. That we have God is human body. One is, I said, there is the samskaras from Purva Janma, from previous lives. That is one way to look. We did something good in our previous life. We are already having the inquiry into the truth. We are already practicing kindness and goodness and all that in our whatever life we were, human being or other animal. And then we got finally this human life of this quality. With this what we have the mindset. In human beings all look like human beings. There are the human beings like Angulimala. There are human beings like Buddha. those who are very cruel and they can harm others for their own sake, for their whims. And there can be people like Buddha who can sacrifice their life for the sake of even a lamb. There is a huge, big difference between human being to human being. Naturally, Buddha is much more evolved in human beings than other Angulimala. But all human beings have the capacity to transcend all our weaknesses, all our limitations and become Buddha. That is possible in human beings. That's why human body is so important, human life is so important. And when Buddha is created in the human being, transcending all the limitations of fear or anger, what remains is only love. What remains is only power to transcend and help others. And that Buddha can make this Angulimala a saint. Cruel person, the killer, the senseless person, he becomes like a saint by the touch of Buddha. This is a beautiful prayer in Sanskrit. Durjana sajjano bhuyat sajjano shanti mahapnuyat. May the wicked become good. May the good attain peace. Shanto muccheta bandebhyo. No stop, just being good, by attaining peace. There is still progress. May the peaceful be freed from the bondage of ignorance. Not yet stopping. Santo muccheta bandebhyo muktas chanyan vimochayet. May those who have become free from the bondage of ignorance, who have attained the knowledge of truth, may they free others who are in bondage. No stopping. There's so much to do in spirituality. There's no end of being good, doing good. That's why Buddha can transform the life of so many people and transform the life of even the cruel person like Angulimala. Every saint, every sinner has a future. They say every sinner has a future. Each soul is potentially divine. Each soul. The divinity needs to be expressed, manifested. Soul of good person, selfish person, cruel person, the soul is same, perfect and divine. Only in the person who are ignorant, the divinity is not manifested. The goodness is all hidden. But in saintly person, it is all manifested and you can see the light. Like in ignorant, weak, self-centered, selfish person, it is like a lamp is same inside, but the covering of the mind is covered, painted with black paint. No light coming out of that beautiful light of the soul. In sense, the covering of the mind is clear, transparent, like the clean glass. And all the light that shines through. Every sinner has a future goal. And every saint has a past. Everyone has to work through. By the grace of God, by their own effort, by the help of the environment and situation, that's how progress happens. When there is effort is put, then the grace comes. So, human life is the grace of God. And we are beneficiary of that grace. Where we all have that blessing of God. We are human beings with enormous possibility to attain the freedom. Not only political and economic freedom, but the spiritual freedom. Freedom of knowledge, freedom of knowing that I am that infinite, absolute, pure, immortal being. To know, to realize that possibility we have. What a wonderful possibility of freedom we have. Because we have human body. So, we are much more better than any animal. Because we have dharma in us. Also, human beings are higher than angels. So-called gods with a small g. The Vayu Devata, Indra Devata, there are so many devas, the shining beings who control the nature. That's called devatas. God of air, God of fire, God of water. These are all different beings that are conceived who control that natural sources, natural power. Human beings are greater than those natural gods, devata. How they are greater? How do you say that? Because the freedom from ignorance, from bondage, from samsara is possible only in human life. Not in the life of Indra. If Indra wants to be the god of heaven, that is what the concept of God in Hinduism. God of heaven. Heaven is like a place where it is ruled by the king is Indra. And if he wants to liberate, if he wants to have knowledge of the self, Atma Jnana, knowledge of the truth or reality, he has to be born as the human being, practice sadhana here and have knowledge gained here as in the human body, then only he can be free. That is the power of human body. And we are all having that human body, human brain, human heart, where divinity is trying to manifest through our mind and heart. It's only up to us how much we can clean the glass that surrounds that light of divinity. What is that glass? Our own mind. What is that cleaning? Making it pure. How do you purify that mind? Purify mind through feeling your oneness or friendliness with all. By helping others whenever it is needed. By being sweet and kind to any other person. By controlling ourselves, self-control. Atma Samyama. Self-discipline. All those go on purifying our mind and manifesting the divinity that is in us, going towards the knowledge, gaining the knowledge. Yeah, and this human body, the blessing of God, is fully utilized if we can realize the truth and oneness of Atman and the God. Brahmatmaika Aikya, oneness of Brahman and the Atman. When we can realize that, then human life is fulfilled. Suppose we don't realize God. We try, but still that ignorance is there, ego remains, and we die. Then what will happen? Suppose you take an exam and you cannot pass. You fail. Then what happens? You have to repeat, again reappear in the exam. So we will also, if you cannot pass and cannot have the knowledge of truth in this life, after getting everything, then again we will have to readmit it to this world, work on from that. Be born as a human being and you will have the good quality that you had in the past, try again. You are given chance. Now how far and how long, how many times given chance? Infinite times. But God sees that you have to pass through for what? That's why He will give human body again and again, unless you do something heinous and is born in another animal life. And again then you will have to work up, demotion and promotion. But you will have to be promoted to human beings. And suppose you did something very good and you suddenly got into the Devata. That promotion is not for the realization of God. Some position you have been done. Sometimes people are not happy with some colleague and they say kicking high, kicking up. Like that is going to become the gods with a small g. But the goal of human life is to realize ourselves, is to find the Brahman, is to know the reality, is to know that we are immortal. Know our true nature. That is the goal of life, and that goal of life can be attained because we are human beings, and we are human beings because by the grace of God. It is a great blessing that we have got, and every one of us that. Shankaracharya, the great Shankara that I was speaking about, and that in 16 years of age he wrote all the commentaries. of all the Shastras, very deep insight, very subtle truths explained in such a way, it still becomes light after 1400 years. Still the light for mankind, those who believe in Advaita Vedanta, Shankaracharya, the shining light. He says, if after having got the human life, so rare to get, and you don't strive to realize the truth, you don't want to have the love of God developed in you, you don't have the desire to have the knowledge of reality, then you are misusing the great opportunity given by God. And this opportunity just goes useless. And that is like committing suicide. Body was there, what is suicide? They have a wonderful human life and they want to cut short because of some emotional disturbance. And those who do not realize, they live long life, nothing of that. But they do not do the real thing after having got and given all the possibilities and opportunities that is not fully utilized, and you die without realization of God. Then he says, they are the fools, Mudadhi and Atmaha. So we have to strive to realize God, because we have got this wonderful opportunity by the grace of God. This great blessing given to all of us. What is the second blessing of God? Second blessing of God is desire to attain freedom, spiritual freedom, freedom from all these bondages, freedom from attachment, freedom from ignorance, freedom from expectation, freedom from like trying to live just a long life. I want to live 100 years. How? Oh, maybe with ventilator on. I want to live. What sort of bondage? Living a long life is not a desirable thing. Life, quality of life has to be there. Like Swami Vivekananda quotes from Sanskrit verse, Muhurtam jwalitam shreya natu dhuma itam chiram. One fire wood you are burning, and it's not flame is not coming. All smoke came, and this is the wood was wet and nothing happened. All long time, it just smoke is coming out. That is not the glory of human life. But for a short time, you just blaze forth, give light, give heat. That is more glorious life. Long life is not glorious. In some drama or somewhere, someone said, Jindagi badi honi chahiye, lambi nahi. Great dialogue by one in some drama. Babu Mosai, Jindagi badi honi chahiye, lambi nahi. The life should be great. Quality of life should be great, not long. That should be our goal. And what should be the goal? Mumukshuttam. Vedanta says there are 4 pursuits of life. We want 4 goals of life. What are the 4 goals? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma is, as I said before, self-discipline, moral and ethical life that is useful for all, following the injunction of the scriptures, leading a pure life, that is dharma. I want to have a decent life that is as taught by the scripture, the best citizen. That life is dharma. That is one pursuit. There is another goal, artha. Earn money. Have some facilities that make your life comfortable. There is all artha. Nice car. Those are also people like to desire. There is no harm in that. Good house, nice car, comforts of life, wealth, and you utilize that. If you have wealth, utilize that for the service of others, donate that for the humanity when they are in difficulty. All wealth is wonderful. What can be done with wealth? Money is not always bad, and you don't know how to spend money, then money is bad. But when you know how to earn and also how to spend, then money is good. If your money is utilized for the service, for the help of other your fellow human beings. Otherwise money becomes big trouble. They say money is like your boat is in the water and suddenly there became a hole in the boat and water started coming in. Then what will happen? What do? You have to take this water from the boat and faster you have to throw it away or throw it in the pool or river itself so that water doesn't accumulate there. It has to be spent. Like that exactly the money. When you have lot of money and you don't know how to spend it, it will sink the boat. It will make you egotistic, it will think of problems. Now suddenly you have lot of money and old days comes. Death knocks at the door. And I have so much money, whom to give, how to spend, how to disburse. In that worry, gone. Last time instead of thinking about God, you think of what to do with money. So money, a lot just remaining with us unutilized, unspent, and if we have something, money is there, but you say, so much after my death, give this to this charity, to this ashram, do this good work for this. If you have all the plans, then it's fine. Then there's no problem with money. So money, good power, but we should know how to spend the money. Artha is that. This is one pursuit. Second pursuit. What is third pursuit? Kama. Kama is desires. Desire of some enjoyment. That is also people have the pursuit. That is also one goal according to Vedanta. Vedanta is such a wonderful religion that is not unworldly at all. They say, don't think about the world, only God. From the beginning you are born and the thing that you do the pranayama and then meditation. Don't consider about the world. No. Vedanta is very rooted to the ground, that religion. It knows the human aspiration. It knows what the human being want. So karma has a place. The desire, fulfillment of desire for enjoyment has a place in Vedanta. It is also one of the four Purushartha, as it's called. Artha, the Purusha, the human being, they see at the goal of life. One of the goals of life. You enjoy the things, whatever you can find. You enjoy the traveling in nice places, you enjoy good food, you enjoy good life, all that. There's no harm in that. Third. But what is most important and said at the end is dharma, artha, kama and moksha. If you are set only with these three and you have not achieved the fourth goal, then you have not made your human life complete. After this, artha and kama enjoy, and your human life should be all guided. Artha and kama is like the river that flows. It has to be contained with two banks of dharma and moksha. Good life and the goal, real goal of life to become spiritual. If we have these two, dharma and kama will never spill over. They will not go beyond the banks. They have to be contained within the banks of good and self-disciplined life and the goal of human life as this for the spiritual evolution or spiritual realization. That is the second blessing that we all have. Moksha, the Chaturtha Purushartha, the fourth goal or the four goals of Vedanta. And that is so important. And it has been always the case in the society. Without having the moksha or mukti or ultimate freedom, life is useless. Human life can attain that moksha, and that realization that it can be attained, it is attainable. That is by the grace of God alone it happens. We all are striving for spiritual progress. We want to get rid of anger and attachment and greed. We want to go beyond that. We don't want to be self-centered. We all have that. How it happened? By the grace of God. Ultimately will come, we want to be free from all this worldliness, as it's called. Set everyone free. When we see that God is the real doer. I am not the doer. Then attachment goes. Otherwise we have always think, I am responsible. If I don't train, who will do? If I don't see, who will do? Like that thing comes. Later on comes the insight. Oh, I thought I was doing, but someone else was doing. Vedanta tells one very nice story of a dog and a bullock cart. There was a bullock cart in summertime. It was very hot, Indian summer, you know. And the bulls were set free, and there was a stray dog, and it was not there, even the shade were not there. It was 12 o'clock, very hot. So where to find shade? The dog was not finding. So ultimately he found that the bullock cart is lying on the corner of on the side of the street, and he went under that bullock cart. There was a nice shade, and he fell asleep. Afternoon happened, then this bulls were attached to the bullock cart, and it started moving. Then dog woke up with hearing the sound, it happened with these wheels, and then dog woke up, and he found that bullock cart has gone forward, and he felt the sun, again afternoon sun was hot. Then he ran under the bullock cart. Now bullock cart is going, dog is running inside the bullock cart, under the bullock cart. Both are running. Suddenly this dog started thinking, oh, this bullock cart, this big, I am pulling this. Whenever the bullock cart stopped, dog stopped. Whenever bullock cart started moving, dog started moving. But dog started thinking, whenever I stop, bullock cart stops. Whenever I move, bullock cart moves. Thought was just deluded thought, mistaken thought. He took all the responsibility of running, moving bullock cart on itself. So, like that the dog thought. But who was running the bullock cart? Because the bulls were pulling. Dog cannot pull. So, like that is our case. Everything is run by God. And we feel that we are doing the thing. So, when we mature spiritually, we see hands of God in everything. And we become a part of God's play and enjoy this world wonderful. Beautiful, wonderful, and growing the children is such a wonderful thing for householders. Seeing them from baby and then growing, and then you teach them, you give them the morality, ethics, and all the things that you have learned from your scriptures, from your system, tradition. Then you ought to impart that, and finally realize, I thought I was imparting that, but it's all that came through my mind, and I have nothing to do. I am the self; it doesn't work. I am the witness. This body, mind, they were working by which are the part of nature, they were working and they were giving. And I am the witness, seeing how wonderfully children are growing. The creation of God is wonderfully, this world is filled with so many good things, good people. And you don't have the thought that I am the doer. This idea of doership changes. It has given, all credit is given to God. And you say, not I, but thou, O Lord. Sri Ramakrishna's favorite proverb, Naham, Naham, Tuhu, Tuhu. Every credit is God, you have done that. Not I did this. I like that when Zakir Hussain, our Slumdog Millionaire, this famous Oscar-winning movie. And who was this music director? A.R. Rahman. He got the Oscar. Then they were giving Oscar, and they all praised him for composing wonderful songs for the movie, and got Oscar. Very honorable. He came to the mic and he said, no, it is not because of me. It is because of God that has been produced by me. He gave all the credit to God, and he said, if anyone else has to get some credit, any human being, it is my mother, not I. All thanks and credit he gave to God, to Allah, and to his own mother. That is wisdom, that is knowledge. That takes away all your ego, makes you rich with humility. Oscar Prize doesn't make you rich. Humility makes us rich. Knowledge makes us rich. Bringing the God makes us rich. Understanding that it's all God's work, that makes us rich. Mumukshutva, we become free from egotism, free from pride, free from ignorance that I am the doer, and we come to knowledge. That is freedom. And ultimate freedom is the freedom from the ignorance that I am this body, that I have birth and death. These are all ignorance and misunderstanding. When we know that I am that Atman, which is ever immortal, which is never bound. I thought in ignorance I am bound, but I am that ever free, ever immortal, ever blissful, eternal Atman. That becomes ultimate freedom. Jivan Mukta we become spiritually free. That desire to be free is the grace of God, is the blessing of God. And it starts from having wished to grow spiritually. We enjoy devotional songs. We want to pray to God, want to repeat God's name, singing a nice bhajan. All these are steps in spiritual freedom. Ultimately, when you grow more and more of that, we will attain freedom. Tremendous love of God, total self-abnegation, only God will remain. Kabir Das ji said one beautiful poem. Prema ki gali ati saakaro, isme do na samay. This lanes of love is very narrow. So narrow in that two can't move together. Only one can move. When I was moving, God was not there. जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, जब हरि है तब मैं नहीं. When I see only God, then where is I? My ego is totally gone. I see God everywhere. Because this lane of love is very narrow. Only God is there. When we can see God in everything and everyone. And in reality, this whole universe, according to Vedanta, is the appearance of God. God appears as this universe. Sarvam khalu idam brahma. Everything that is here is Brahman. Iti iti. That is the process that happens when we are free, attain freedom. When we stop seeing anything else other than God, then we are free. Manusyattam mumukshuttam. Now such a glorious is the life of mumukshu, who desires freedom. And desiring freedom itself is the blessing of God, and attaining freedom is also the blessing of God. In one of the Upanishads it is said, who attains freedom? One who is chosen by him. Yame vaisha vrinute tena labhya. One who is chosen by the Brahman, that he will be free. Who will be chosen? Who strives for that? He is there in front to be chosen. That is the blessing. Sometimes we often say blessing or grace of God is something that we will get without doing anything. Not that. Blessing of God, you have to put some effort. But what you gain by doing little work, you gain enormous result. That is called blessing, that is called grace of God. One person gave the example. What is the grace of God? You are in a cold room, dark, nothing there. You want light, you want warmth, you want to see the thing, nothing is there. Cold, nothing is seen, dark, very gloomy. But how to bring all light and heat and you can see the things? You need grace of God. But in closed room, all windows painted, you cannot have that. You can have grace of God. You just walk out of a room and go outside. That is the effort you do. And what is the grace? Suddenly it is all light, sun shining, green, it is all flowers, birds chirping, whole scenario changes that was in your room. You work very little. And you got total change of the thing. Your mood change, your scenery change, your everything change. That effort is needed to have the grace of God. So that is the grace of God. Do a little and you will gain. Sri Ramakrishna says, if you walk one step towards God, God will walk 10 steps towards you. He is ever eager by his blessings. What is the third blessing? Mahapurusha Samsraya. We have the desire to be free, and we have also human body and human mind with humanity, all these things, Manushyattvam. And then we can strive also. Then still it seems incomplete. How this to be combined? So there is someone who can guide us. Mahapurusha Samsraya. That's called association, or this is called the protection and help of a great soul, which is often called Guru or some great soul. Mahapurusha Samsraya is asraya, is supportive grace of a great spiritual person. That another grace of God that we have. That also we have. We have desire for spiritual growth. We have human body and human mind. And also we have association with great souls. Where is that association? We have our ideal. Some have Jesus as the ideal, some have Ramakrishna, some have Sri Rama, some have Sri Krishna. All there is the Gita, there is Ramayana, there is Bible, there is Guru Granth Sahib. Those are all the teachers. That is the Mahapurusha. All Mahapurusha, what they have spoken, what they have given. Being with those scriptures is the whole company, their company. And that is also the grace of God. That will make us free. Our striving for to become free, and that grace of God, of these three blessings of God that we all have, will give us the ultimate goal of life, that to be free of all ignorance, of all this attachment, not knowing ourselves. That is possible in this life. Sri Ramakrishna, that's why he says, the goal of human life is the ultimate goal of human life is to realize God. After Dharma, Artha, Kama, ultimate Chaturtha Purushartha, that Mumukshutva or Mukti, Moksha comes. From Mumukshutva we lead to Mukti or Moksha when we have the grace of blessing of Mahapurusha. And what is Mahapurusha? That is the teacher who just does good to the world. Has no any, if we get in as a human being, we are all so lucky. And what type of person we have to get in Guru? He should be well versed, should have the essence of scriptures he should know and practice. His life should be impeccably pure, and he should have conquered all desires and nothing, no desire to have more, many disciples or have name and fame, nothing like that. He already has gone beyond the ignorance. Stirna Swayam Bhima Pavarnava. He has himself crossed the ocean of samsara, and then such type of person will help others to cross the ocean of samsara. That is called Mahapurusha, having that Mahapurusha. So we have Mumukshutva, we have human life, but I don't have such person in life. I have so much desire. Nobody is. Such person will be coming in your life by God's grace. And we have the scriptures to guide us now. As in the life of Sri Ramakrishna, how many teachers used to come to teach Sri Ramakrishna? Then at times the students used to go to teacher. Samit Pani, Tad Vijnanartham Saguru Meva Vigatse Samit Prani Srotriyam Brahmanistam. To that Srotriya Brahmanista who has learned Vedanta, to such teacher, the student will go with firewood in hand. That was the gift to that teacher, to know what? Tad Vijnana, to know the truth, to know the reality. He would go, a student will go to the teacher. In Sri Ramakrishna's life, teachers all coming, Bhairavi Brahmani, to Sri Ramakrishna. Totapuri, all coming and says, do you like to learn Advaita Vedanta? Do you want to learn the Vaishnava Tantra? All they are coming and asking the student. Now how do you know? Oh, I got a message from God that you have to teach 3 persons too. I have already taught you about the third one. And the teacher, the Totapuri comes whenever he stays more than 3 days in a place and asks, do you want to learn Advaita Vedanta? I said, I don't know. I have to ask mother. Sri Ramakrishna. Grown up man face science like a person who is already so wise and he has to ask mother. He was surprised. Go and ask. He thought he would go to his mother. She goes to Divine Mother and comes beaming face. Mother said, you know, she said that for your sake I have brought him here. Yes, I will learn. That will happen to us also. If we have mumukshutva and we have grown that light of desire for freedom, we will have the teacher to guide us. It will come in a dream, it will come in flesh and blood as a human being, it will come through the scriptures, we will be guided by the teacher. Only we have to, these blessings, we have to nurture, strengthen, and we'll have all the blessing of God fulfilled. And when, at the last moment, when we have to quit this world, we all have to quit. One Swami had a very nice talk he used to give, he just passed away in DC. He used to say, we have so many policies, strategy in life, how to save money, how to have a study for our children, so many strategies we have to make. There should be one more strategy in life, that is exit strategy. We have to exit this world. How are we going to do that? Exit strategy. So when we have that exit strategy done, then we will say at the time that, yes, God, I fully utilized your blessings. By your grace, I could fully utilize your blessings. That is also no ego there. It is all by the grace of God. By the grace of God, we can conquer ego, pride, all other weaknesses, shortcomings, all can be conquered. And the soul, the ever-perfect soul that is in us, the Atman, it stands manifested in its fullness. And God wants that. God is all the grace and blessings to all of us, to every one of us. He has done, only we need to have little effort put into that. Like the sailor of the boat unfurls the sail to take across this water or lake so far away. How can I row this? No, you don't have to do. Just can you do this much? Unfurl the sail, then the breeze, it will catch the breeze and the breeze will take away. That breeze is the grace of God. That will fall and we all will be free. When we give up exit strategy at the last moment, then we can say like Kabir Das, Kabira jab tum paida huye, jag hasa tum roye. Kabir Das says, when we are born, the whole world was laughing, so happy some newborn has come, and you were crying. Aisi karani kar chalo, do something, such thing in the world. Ki, aisi karani kar chalo, when you exit this world, then tum haso jagaroye. Whole world will be crying for you and you will be smiling. Lord, I have done and utilized your all the blessing, manusyatvam, mumukshutvam, mahapurusha samsraya that you have given. I have fully utilized. Now I know that you are the reality. There is nothing called ego, I-ness, and my I has merged in you. You are the only existence. Nothing else exists, O Lord. That we can say if we put our exit strategy perfectly right. Thank you so much, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity to be with you and giving the opportunity. So you are a space scientist first, you know about the exit velocity. So you know about the exit. So the exit strategy is the new one. Actually it was Brahmarupanandaji's talk. He used to, I don't know if some of you know about the Brahmarupanandaji. He was here. Oh, he gave a seminar on that, a retreat on that. A wonderful monk. Very learned, very loving. Yugalji, about the Turiya is the literal meaning Sanskrit of the Sanskrit word is fourth, just the fourth. So what is fourth? Why the fourth is so important? Because it's the fourth stage. In fact, they don't call it stage because it is beyond any stage. The first is called waking state. We are waking this in the world that we see with our intellect, mind, and we interact with this world. That is called waking state. Then after, when we work in this waking state, we think in the waking state. After that, then another state that we go through, that is called dream state. We sleep, we start having wonderful, fancy things, nice things that we thought, sometimes what we didn't ever remember to have thought, but we see that. Sometimes that we didn't imagine such thing happen. We are flying with the wings have grown and are flying in the air. Like such thing also happens in the dream. So dream is the second state of our being, okay, of our personality, of ourselves. There is the third state, which is called deep sleep. So in waking state is mind and body, those are active. In the dream state is only mind active, body is just lying. It does the breathing and all that, but it's not active in that way as it is in the waking state. In the third state, even the body is all not working at all, its muscles and they're not working. Very slow biological process is going on, and mind is also not working. So this subtle body or mind, the mental body has also stopped work. This physical body is also no more working as it works in the waking state. That is a suspension of only life is there. So that is the state when all our worries and anxieties and everything that troubles us in the world, even the pain, suffering, everything has been suspended. Nothing affects that time. That is a state of rather very joyful and peaceful state. That is called the third stage of Sushupti. Why it is so peaceful state? They say that in that state, there is a state of very, suspension of all our mental activities, and we are very close to the reality. But it's not real, it's the understanding is not there. Knowledge is not there. But it is close to the reality. The mind has gone to Anandamaya Kosha. So there is bliss, there is the experience of bliss subtly in the mind. That's called Sushupti. Now the fourth Turiya is when you go beyond this Sushupti. That is called Turiya. What is that state could be? That is the state when you are fully aware. It's like the Sushupti state only. Sushupti is the state of ignorance. Your everything is suspended. Your mind is also suspended. You are not aware. You are not conscious. But in Turiya, you are aware. There is full awareness. Consciousness is full, and yet it is not troubled by the worldliness. You are not in the world. You are in some other plane of awareness, of bliss, and nothing to do with the world. You have gone beyond your identity with the body and mind, and you are in that state. It's called Turiya, it's called Nirvikalpa Samadhi, it's called Jivan Mukti, whatever you call, that is the state of Turiya. In that state, you are not affected by the world at all. In the beginning I was saying that we can love everyone, there is no enemy, there is no friend, we treat both equally, and happiness and suffering we treat equally, honor and blame we treat equally. So that happens when we have attained Turiya is that, and from Turiya you come a little down in the waking, but that impression of the Turiya, that there is no ego, that I am the pure witness, that is always becomes, we are aware of that. Though we interact with this transactional world, but that makes us so wise. That state is called Turiya. How to attain that Turiya state? Again, how to attain Mukti. There are four very ways. One is that you love God more and more. Another, you serve the fellow human beings without thinking anything about yourself, without expecting yourself. Another is you start doing that. What is the truth? Everything is changing and going. The real truth that doesn't change is the reality, or the Atman that will serve that Atman. Or then other is that you try to think deep on mind, just calm the mind. Always in the waves, always restless. That mind is fully calmed out. and it has no ripples, no wave, and the truth comes in the mind. You are again in the Turiya state. So by any way of spiritual practice, we can attain this Turiya. And of course, grace of God is needed to attain the truth. And grace of God is ever flowing. It is always there. If we have the effort, put effort, there is no dearth of grace of God. Thank you very much. This question often comes about the food, whether to become spiritual one has to be vegetarian or vegan or only live on the milk. So this is personal choice. That's why I was saying about the discernment, that quality we have. The animals, some have to be vegetarian, they are bound. Cows cannot have eat meat. Tigers cannot live on vegetable itself. They have to be non-veg. They have to eat the flesh. But human being has the choice. They can be non-vegetarian, they can be vegetarian. It is up to us. Now, to become spiritual is vegetarianism is essential. And the answer, as Sarupriyanji said, that is the answer, no. If you want to be vegetarian, that is fine. Because you will find many, as he gave the example of Swami Vivekananda, you find many saints, even in the Christian world, even in the Islamic world, who were non-vegetarians, they had wonderful life. And you can have food of your choice, and spirituality is different. As when you eat rice or chapati or sabji, being vegetarian, you don't feel that you have killed something. But actually we kill cells. We eat cells. Without living cells, we have to cook, and we eat. And that's how the creation is made. Jivo jivasya jivanam. And we don't feel anything. Those who are non-vegetarian, they are also eating something food. They don't have anything. Not that they want to kill something, they are cruel, nothing like that. They don't have any feeling of any cruelty on that. So we find even the Buddha, the great, most compassionate person, most kind person of the highest realization, he was served pork at the last meal. He must be eating non-veg food, otherwise why he served him pork? If he never ate any meat, why would he be served pork? And he ate pork, and he died. It was some contaminator or something. He died of that. So he was also, whatever is given to him, he used to have. I have heard that Buddhist monks, they do not kill any animal. They do not sacrifice something to propitiate God, as in Hinduism is there. In Hinduism there are varieties of things. Somewhere we worship God with flowers and sandal paste and vegetarian dishes, like in Jagannath or in other temple. Some other places, very Hinduism, this Vedanta, there is a sacrifice, animal sacrifice. And it's not today, it's coming from thousands of years. That is how the God is propitiated, Shakti worship. There is Bali. And that is very valid way of worship in Hinduism. So in Hinduism, that's why there is a choice whether you want to be vegetarian or non-vegetarian. And whatever be there, to practice spirituality, don't give up your path. If you are a vegetarian, stick to your vegetarianism. If you are non-vegetarian, you don't have to give up eating meat or fish to become spiritual. Whatever you eat that, and you can reach the highest of your spiritual awareness. That's what the Vedanta says. You don't have to change your life. We all eat fish. That is part of food. We never say it is non-veg or veg. That is part of diet. As you eat potato and lauki, like that we eat fish. Every household, every Hindu. So, but there are some vegetarians were there among the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. Some were eating fish. There was one Swami Kripamayananda, very loving soul, and he was vegetarian. He grew up in a Vaishnava family, and he was eating. And Swami Vivekananda sat beside him. He was eating fish. And suddenly, and Swami Premananda was senior to him in age, 2 years. Swami Vivekananda, he had eaten fish. One piece of fish he gave to Swami Premananda. And Guru Bhai, leader of the community, Sri Ramakrishna loved him so much, leader, founder of Ramakrishna Mission, who established that. So he could say nothing. something coming, and they all saw Swami Vivekananda as the incarnation of Shiva. That's what they saw. They had the vision also. When Swami Shivananda saw, when Swami Vivekananda was sleeping inside the mosquito curtain, he saw many little Shiva were there playing, many. Swami Vivekananda's body is not there, then after some time he saw Vivekananda was there. That's how they saw Swami Vivekananda as veritable Shiva in human form. And Swami Kripamayananda ate that fish for the first time and also for the last time. Why? Because Swami Vivekananda said, stick to vegetarianism. There must be some meaning why he gave fish to Swami Kripamayananda. One danger of vegetarianism is that we often think we are greater, higher, we don't kill, we don't eat fish or meat, and they just eat fish. It is so bad to kill someone else and eat fish. So this ego, pride might come. There might be subtly in the Premananda also, we don't know that, but he said, he gave that and said, stick to vegetarianism, we don't have to eat fish. And what Swami Vivekananda did was all for training. So Swami Brahmananda used to worship in the temple. One day he said, you always go and ring bell and worship. Today no ringing bell, no puja. You will go to village, to the bazaar, and you find someone destitute, some poor person, and bring that and help that person. So service, not one-sided, just the puja only. Service of fellow human beings was so much there in Swami Vivekananda that he said in Rameswaram temple that if you worship only Shiva by pouring water and offering chandan and flower, you are doing only half of the worship of Shiva. Along with this, you have to be helpful to help the needy. Can you do that? Then only Shiva's worship is complete. So Swami Vivekananda was very fond of helping the fellow human beings who really need our help, time, and whatever way we could be close to him. So Zita, thank you for a question how to control our anger and what is ahimsa. So the ahimsa is a wonderful word. Ahimsa paramo dharma is often said. That is the highest dharma, highest way of living, not injuring others. So injuring others is giving trouble to others. One greatest trouble is killing some animal, someone. That is the very gross. But there are other ways also. Only by not killing others we don't practice ahimsa. Ahimsa is not disturbing others by word, thought or action. You don't disturb others. Then you are practicing ahimsa. You are friendly to all. In the mind also you don't have any grudge towards anyone. Can we be free from the grudge to those whom we feel that they are not really friendly to us? And we can pray to them. Those who are a little not very good to us, kind to us. If we have no ill feeling towards anyone, then we are practicing ahimsa. If we don't disturb anyone, don't retort for someone said something, and we don't retort in the same language, you don't reply in the same language, then we are practicing ahimsa. And as you said, anger is the most gross violation of ahimsa when we retort in the language that people do. For that, our perception about the other person has to be done. There are situations when we don't get from the people that we expect to be decent, to be kind, to be in the situation to behave in the proper way. Sometimes it doesn't happen according to our wish. Perhaps that person was not something difficulty, was not of the cool mind, had some own problem of himself or herself, and sage speaks, does something that is not proper. Can we control ourselves at that time? That if we can control, that becomes ahimsa. Actually, it is mostly our perception of what behavior we are getting. Someone will say that he is insulting us. Insult is there only in the perception of insult. If we don't perceive it as the insult, there is no insult at all. Nobody can insult you. If you think, I cannot be insulted by anyone. One person says, when you go to boss and boss is very angry, and he starts scolding you, and he says, idiot. and you become very angry. But instead of getting angry, why don't you analyze? Idiot. I'm an intelligent person, I have studied, I'm never idiot. What this boss knows about me? It's just the word it comes idiot. I cannot be that. So by analyzing the word that he spoke in fit of anger, the boss, you can become free from reacting to the word that is given to you. And that time insult is not there. It's just like someone says, just think that it's the vibration in the air. Some sound waves came. Sound waves just heard like idiot. So it's just a sound wave. Why do you bother about that? Don't bother. You go and find the meaning of that. What does it mean? He's insulting it. And sometimes we often think, oh, that person insulted me in front of everyone. That is a great insult. But that doesn't happen if you analyze when some person is wrongly indicted or wrongly said something in the personal presence of others. One who insults is really insulted in the heart of everyone. One who insulted is not done that. That person is wrong, everybody knows. So the person who insults is insulted in the heart, in the mind of all who listen. So he insulted in front of everyone. We are not insulted if we don't feel insulted. We should have that much strength to feel that we cannot be insulted by anyone. I have not done anything wrong to be insulted by that person. So if we can analyze that we can become free from anger. Sometimes we react, mind comes it, and we cannot hold on to that reaction, and it comes through in our words, in the way that we speak. And they say it all depends on how we present our reaction to the thing that we got, the stimulus that we got from outside. And if we learn to speak nicely, then anger goes down. Even the same thing. If someone said, you are not behaving well, then you say, what, you are not behaving well? What did I do wrong? You say in the same way or more anger. But if we can say, okay, you felt that way, but it was not there. Our best is not to give the answer, ignore the things. There was advertisement in India earlier. There was some lozenges were there. And one person goes to the rented person, and the rented person was not giving the rent for a few months. And that person, that house owner had become very angry with that. And he went there and said, you have not given me rent for many months. If you can't give rent, get out. Then someone, when he said that, someone gave a lozenge. And he ate that lozenge and said, if you cannot give rent, can you leave the house? Same thing he said, but in a sweet way. He said it's the effect of this lozenge that you get the sweetness that's coming in his word. So like that, he said the same thing, but in a sweeter way. So that way we can change the situation by behaving in a better way. We can respond even the things, but best is to not respond. That's why they say before, when some anger thing going on, just before you say some words, count 10. 1, 2, 3. When you count 10, already anger goes down. Immediate reaction sometimes, then it's not good. So just thinking takes us away from that. Just tomorrow I'll see, I'll reply him tomorrow. And sometimes some email comes. Don't reply immediately. Tomorrow I'll reply. In 24 hours the things will change. Oh, doesn't matter. It's not worth replying like that. Thank you. The problem of the world. That is the problem of the world. They always see the weakness. Wonderful sheet, and one small black spot. They will not see this whole sheet of cloth is all white. They will see only that black spot. That's how our eyes are trained. And it's always we find fault with others. In your case, you are so magnanimous and so great to say, I have shortcomings. People don't say that even. They say people find shortcomings which I don't have. You were very truthful that I have shortcomings, and people point out only shortcomings about me. So we have shortcomings that we admit. And you can take, when the people say about our shortcomings, if they are real shortcomings in us, when they point out, this is a wonderful help that they are giving to us. That is their point. After we don't know about our weaknesses, our shortcomings, our mistakes, and they are pointing out, that means there is opportunity to clear that shortcomings. We can take it positively. Instead of getting angry, we can take it positively. Oh, yes, I got this, I got angry, or I said this. So I will try not to have that thing. And what they have the shortcomings, God will take care. We cannot remove other shortcomings. Only we can change ourselves. It's very difficult to change others. That is one thing. What is that? And about the Mahapurusha, here in the three blessings of God, it is not that God is trying to make us Mahapurusha. God has given us the shelter to the Mahapurusha. This is Mahapurusha Samsraya. It is from the Viveka Chudamani. My talk today was based on the third verse of Viveka Chudamani. We said, Durlabham Trayame Vaitat Daiva Nugraha Hetukam. Three things are very rarely to be obtained and can be obtained only by the blessing of God. Three things. What are the three things? Second line of the verse says, Manushyatvam Mumukshutvam Mahapurusha Samsraya. Humanity with the human being, with the human qualities and desire to progress in spirituality or desire to attain freedom, Mukti Ichha, and Mahapurusha, and association or shelter, protective shelter with the capable guide, such person who can really lead me to get the mukti. So that is called Mahapurusha Samsraya. We don't want to be Mahapurusha, we want to be seeker of truth and want to realize God by associating ourselves with the Mahapurusha. So, and that is possible. We want to progress. We don't want to remain at the place where we are. We are all desiring to be better person, inwardly, better person. So that is possible. No. Then everything, all spiritual practices will be gone with this theory. We have self-effort. We can change our destiny. Even if it was their destiny, it can be changed with our effort. That's why it becomes a spiritual practice.
That depends on prarabdha. This is
prarabdha, but you can change the prarabdha. That's what Holy Mother says.
That's
with prarabdha, with your love grown to God, your dedication to God, and your life becoming more purer. This the Holy Mother said, where it was destined to cut your leg, a thorn will prick there. So something will be there, but it will be very little. So self-effort is effective and it should be done. That it is not the fatal. Our religion, Vedanta, is not about the fatal. If everything is done, we don't have to do anything. So we have to put our self-effort. There is self-effort that is practical and it will change our life. What they say about destiny, that by God's will everything happens, we at this level are not to that. That is the final thing, where we see everything is done by God. What Sri Ramakrishna says, for the people who are ignorant, they have not attained the knowledge yet, for them there is self-effort. When we have attained knowledge, then everything is God's act. But if we mix these two, we say everything is God will do. So Sri Ramakrishna didn't like the word, that one song, Tera banata banata bani jai, Hari se lagi raho re bhai. It will be done, just be with the God name, do the ring, Hari, 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 you do, and then it will be done in its course. Not that. Put your ultimate effort, have yearning to realize God, progress in that. I have to have that yearning, have that goal. I will attain this. I will be free from all weaknesses. I will remove my shortcomings. Try to do that with your self-effort. So everything in the destiny, there is a thing called self-effort at our stage.
It's called universal religion.
It's Vedanta is a religion, but it is the mother of religion, as Swami Kripamayananda said, because in Vedanta you find all the religions are expressed in it. What you find in Islam or Christianity or any other Sikhism, all you find such teachings in Vedanta. It's vast, it is like the parliament of religions itself. There is Dvaita, there is Vishishtadvaita, there is Advaita, there is Bhakti, there is Jnana, everything is there in Vedanta. Vedanta is all comprehensive religion, all inclusive religion. That's why everyone of any followers of any religion can find teachings of Vedanta practical for them. There is no contradiction with any other religion. That's why it becomes universal philosophy, universal religion. They can stick to their own philosophy. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. By listening to the teachings of Vedanta, a Christian will be a better Christian, a Muslim will be a better Muslim, a Hindu will be a better Hindu. That's how it is so inclusive with the teachings of Vedanta, because it is for everyone and it contains the teachings for all, because that's how the Vedanta's teaching is. So those who follow Vedanta, we say that way. It is all incomprehensive. It is all comprehensive religion, all inclusive religion. But it is a religion because whatever is the process that can make us free from ignorance, from egotism, that process is called religion. Sometimes some people ask, I am spiritual but not religion. So that is making spirituality so separated, divorced from religion, not that. Spirituality is part of religion. In the person who says, I SB and R, I am spiritual but not religious, that person doesn't know the full meaning of religion. He separates the ritual of the religion and spiritual practice where there is no denomination, there is no worship of certain level, that he thinks is the only spirituality. But everything in religion, even the rituals are important for the person who grows. It's meant for everyone. For those who are stepping the steps of religion, for them rituals are very important of every religion. Going to the mosque and praying 5 times namaz, going to the temple and doing arati and taking the light on head and reading the Sabbath Kirtan and putting your head down in the Sikh Gurudwara and going to the church and kneeling down. Those are all the first steps of religion and spirituality. Those will make us spiritual giants if we follow that, and we'll go beyond those rituals, and those rituals will be the first step. So religion is that which makes us free from bondage of ignorance. Thank you.